Did you know courts denied a last-ditch bid to keep Trump's name on the Kennedy Center? Workers began removing President Trump's name from Kennedy Center materials after courts rejected last-minute efforts to delay a judge's order requiring the name to be removed. The Guardian reported that an appeals court denied an emergency stay of the order, and earlier reporting said the Kennedy Center had already removed Trump's name from its website after a district judge's ruling. This story is about more than a name on a building. It is about presidential symbolism, institutional governance, court authority, and the limits of political branding on national cultural institutions. The controversy began after the Kennedy Center's board voted to add President Trump's name to the title of the performing arts venue. A legal challenge followed. According to reporting, a federal judge ruled the move was illegal and ordered the center to remove Trump's name. The Kennedy Center removed Trump's name from its website earlier this week, and a court-ordered deadline required broader removal by the end of the week. The central question is simple. Can a national cultural institution be renamed in honor of a sitting president through board action? Or does that violate legal and institutional rules? The Washington Post reported that U.S. District Judge Christopher Cooper rejected an effort to pause the removal, finding that Kennedy Center lawyers had failed to show they were likely to win their appeal or suffer irreparable harm if Trump's name were removed. The Justice Department then appealed the denial and sought emergency relief from the D.C. Circuit. The Guardian later reported that the court denied Trump's emergency appeal to retain the name. That legal sequence matters because it shows the courts are not merely commenting on the dispute. They are enforcing a timeline. Supporters of the naming effort likely see it as a tribute to Trump's role in reshaping Washington's cultural and political landscape. They may argue that presidents have long been honored through buildings, monuments, libraries, and civic spaces. Critics argue there is a difference between historical commemoration after public consensus and active renaming during a sitting presidency. They say adding Trump's name to the Kennedy Center politicized a national arts institution and blurred lines between public culture and presidential self-branding. This case also fits into a broader pattern of disputes over Trump's imprint on Washington, D.C. In recent weeks, Trump-related controversies have included debates over White House construction, national celebration events, and symbolic projects tied to the nation's 250th anniversary period. The Kennedy Center name fight is part of that same national conversation. How much can a president reshape civic space while in office? The public reaction outside the Kennedy Center also matters. Reporting described crowds gathering as the legal deadline approached, demonstrating that symbolic disputes can generate real civic attention. The immediate practical impact is straightforward. Trump's name must come down from official materials and signage unless a higher court intervenes. But the political impact is more complex. For Trump supporters, the removal may become another example of institutions rejecting Trump's legacy. For opponents, it may be framed as a defense of legal norms and institutional independence. What should viewers watch next? 1. Whether the Kennedy Center continues legal appeals. 2. Whether the Justice Department remains involved in defending the naming decision. 3. Whether Congress takes up the issue through oversight or legislation. 4. Whether Trump uses the removal as a campaign-style grievance message. 5. Whether other Trump-related naming or construction projects face similar legal scrutiny. This story shows how naming rights and civic symbolism can become major political battles. In Washington, even a sign is never just a sign. Bottom line, the courts have now forced the Kennedy Center name removal process forward, and the dispute has become another high-profile example of the tension between Trump's legacy ambitions and the legal boundaries of national institutions.